So you might remember the Blackberry from about 5 years back. It was a pretty hot smartphone. A lot of people had them. And then the touchscreen smartphones came out, like the iPhones and the Samsungs, and they basically took the whole market over. So the reason why we invested in BlackBerry in 2015 is because BlackBerry made a dramatic change and introduced an Android-powered BlackBerry, which has never been done before. Now, we made this decision strictly off of that, and we did not look at any financial data prior to this decision. But if we have looked at some financial data, maybe we wouldn't have been so quick to make this investment. Following Warren Buffett's 7 guidelines, the BlackBerry almost blows all 7 of the guidelines. The first thing that Warren Buffett wants is an increase in revenue year by year. In 2013, BlackBerry only had $11 million in revenue. In 2014, that dropped down to $6.8 million. Now in 2015, that dropped down to $3.3 million, which is almost half. Every year it almost goes down by half, which is just absolutely terrible. The next thing Warren Buffett wants is for the company to have a lot of cash, but to have low debt. Now, BlackBerry has $3.02 billion in cash and $1.32 billion in debt. Now, comparing the cash to a company like Apple is just funny because Apple has like $60 billion in cash. So you just can't compare the two. But the one thing that's satisfying is that BlackBerry has almost twice as much cash as it does debt. So if something were to go wrong, BlackBerry would be able to pay the debt back. Now, the next thing Warren Buffett wants is for the stock to be over $10 per share. We bought the stock at $7.2 per share, so it would not meet that criteria either. Warren Buffett says that if the stock is under $10, then it's basically junk and it's not worth investing in. The next thing Warren Buffett says is to invest based on numbers and not opinions, which is the complete opposite of what we did. We invested strictly on the fact that we thought maybe the phone would blow up, or maybe more people would be interested in the BlackBerry because they introduced an Android phone. We didn't look at any numbers, so we blew that guideline as well. The next thing that Warren Buffett wants is the ROE, return on equity, to be a minimum of 20%. So for every dollar of stockholder equity, how much money is generated? And that the ROE is only negative 0.03%, which means that for every dollar that a stockholder invests, 3 cents is lost. And for the net profit margin, for every dollar in sales, how much profit is generated from that, there is negative 0.04%. So for every dollar in sales, they lose 4 cents. So that's just absolutely terrible. If we would have known that, we probably would not have invested in this stock. But regardless, even though it blew almost every single one of the guidelines, it still went up. And it was actually one of our only few winners. We bought it at $7.2 per share, and it's currently trading at $7.72 per share. So it made us roughly about $10,000 and a 7.2% increase.